What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Mello with Marty's Buick GMC and Chevrolet, and in today's video, we'll be discussing the resurrection of a Chevrolet icon. Of course, I'm talking about the Chevrolet Chevelle. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you aren't already. I upload fresh General Motors content every single week, so if that's something that you're into, be sure to tune in. Let's get into it. Real quick, before we get started, if you're looking for the best place to grab OEM parts or accessories for your GM car, truck, or SUV, my friends over at gmpartsdepartment.com got you covered. Whether it's floor mats or window switches, engines, or emblems, the guys over at gmpartsdepartment.com have everything you need shipped right to your door. Just choose your vehicle or enter your VIN and start shopping for genuine GM parts today. All right, so the Chevelle. It all started in 1963, when General Motors first introduced the Chevelle on September 26th of that year. The Chevelle was available in a plethora of different configurations and actually offered the largest range of trim options of any vehicle from General Motors. Chevy positioned the Chevelle as a way to bridge the gap between the Impala and the Chevy 2, or Chevy Nova. And the name Chevelle has actually been speculated to be a combination of gazelle, like, the animal, and Chevrolet, since it's smaller than the Impala. It was built on the A-body platform, same as the Pontiac Tempest, the Buick Skylark, and the Oldsmobile Cutlass.
There is no way that these tire marks were made by a 64 Buick Skylark. These marks were made by a 1963 Pontiac Tempest.
The Chevelle Supersport, or SS, represented Chevrolet's entry into the muscle car battle. The Supersport package was available in the upscale Malibu two-door hardtop and convertible models. The option added special exterior brightwork with SS emblems and the 14-inch full-disc wheel covers from the Impala SS. Inside, the vinyl bucket seat interior featured a floor console for models equipped with the optional Muncie aluminum 4-speed manual or Powerglide 2-speed automatic instead of the standard 3-speed manual. Malibu SS also came with a 4-gauge cluster in place of the engine warning lights, and dash-mounted tack was also optional. Starting in mid-1964, the Chevelle could be ordered with a 327 cubic inch V8 in either 250 or 300 horsepower configuration. And for 1965, Chevrolet also added the 350 horsepower 327 V8. In 1966, the Chevelle's body was redesigned and the SS became its own separate model. Power range between 325 and 327 horsepower, and the next year, the Chevelle would get a new front and rear fascia. In 1967, buyers could opt for front disc brakes and dual master cylinder, and it also got a handful of safety features that included like a collapsible steering column and warning lights in the cluster to alert of brake failure. In 1968, the Chevelle received a complete redesign. The shortened wheelbase, long hood, and tapered fenders helped make it an extremely popular body style. In 1969, the 375 horsepower engine option returned. The vent window was removed, a chrome bar stretched over the grille, and the taillights got bigger and more flush. The 1970s brought in even newer Chevelle styling, as well as better engine packages. Thanks to some federal mandates, the Chevelle's taillights were mounted to the bumper. We got an available cowl for increased performance, and this would actually be the first year the Chevelle SS got twin racing stripes. The 1970 Chevelle is like a hero car, and you'll often still see it in movies today. Few changes occurred in 1971, including the addition of a low-cost, high-powered, heavy Chevy trim level. This year was also the start of government crackdown on gas-guzzling cars, so the SS was offered with a small block 350 engine. Styling was again revised in 1971, and 1972 was basically a carryover year. The Colonnade body style was rolled out in 1973, and the SS was downgraded to a simple appearance package by then. The SS would soon be replaced by the Laguna Type S3 in 1974, and then the world said its goodbye to the big block Chevelle in 1975, and by 1977, the Chevelle had reached the end of its life. But what if Chevy decided to bring back the Chevelle? What would it look like? And of course, we have to ask the question, right? Would you buy one? Well, back at it again, my good friend and talented artist Oscar Vargas, known on Instagram as WBArtist20, thought this one over and decided to modernize the 1969 Chevelle. But why the 69? Well, according to Oscar, he actually chose this car because he thought it would be the most difficult one to modernize. But I'd say he did a pretty damn good job. There is no shortage of old school vibes when it comes to this rendering. The original quad front headlights have been updated with signature U-shaped LEDs that are connected with a horizontal LED that almost looks kind of like the car's wearing LED sunglasses. We also have what appears to be another horizontal LED bar across the grille with an SS badge placed in the center. We've got slightly angled LED corner lights, and the car appears to have a much lower stance, sitting on a set of split 5-spoke Camaro SS wheels under some squared-off wheel wells. The two-tone paint job, of course, pays respects to the original car, and the styling on the lower portion helps break up the individual body panels. Now, for me personally, the only thing that I don't like about this render are the squared off wheel wells. For some reason, my eyes just kind of like lock right onto them, and my brain just wants them to be rounded out. But that just might be me, though. Something else I was thinking about, if you saw my Nova video, one of the common complaints was that it looked way too much like the modern Challenger. And I can understand why that was. I could get why people were seeing that. But with this Chevelle rendering, it feels like no other brand. It definitely has its own identity, and I think that's a great thing. After all, I mean, you kind of want brand identity, right? But join the conversation below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this new Chevelle SS. And of course, answer the question for this video series, would you buy one? As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far into the video, could you do me a solid? Could you just take 2 seconds and smash the like button? It really does help me out in a big way. Subscribe if you aren't already to stay up to date on all things GM. Check out my friends over at gmpartsdepartment.com for all your GM OEM parts needs, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks again, guys. Take care.